Chapter 1: A Solid Foundation. Walter C. Maloon was a man of character, the kind of person you couldn't help but admire. By all accounts, he was humble, resilient, and unwavering in his honesty. He also was resourceful, with a powerful work ethic and steadfast faith. It was this special mix of qualities that led W.C., as he was known to his friends, down the path to become founder of what is today known as Correctcraft, one of the world's largest and most successful boat manufacturers. A gifted mechanical engineer, W.C. Maloon started his first business as a mechanic in 2 garages he bought in Ossipee, New Hampshire, the small village where he'd grown up and married Marian Adian Ham, a close family friend he met in church. Early in their marriage, Walter made a public commitment, was baptized, and began to grow in his faith. The early years of married life found W.C. and Marian frequently moving, trying this and that, anxious to learn what the Lord had in store for them. W.C. was a hard worker and a fast one, with strong New England Puritan principles. Just how strong became clear after he endured 2 garage fires in the same year with limited insurance. It took 5 long years to repay suppliers, the bank, and his customers. Working at the foundry owned by his brother Nat, he was able to save enough money to go back and pay everyone down to the last penny, foreshadowing Correctcraft's response to a much larger economic setback to come years later. Because he loved to tinker with all kinds of machinery, W.C. spent much of his time building a boat powered by a Ford Model T engine driving an old airplane propeller. That hobby set in motion the business that was to influence the ensuing years from boom to bankruptcy and back again. In 1925, W.C. moved with Marian and their 3 sons, Walter O., Ralph, and Harold, to Orlando, Florida. He opened a small boat building business in neighboring Pine Castle and called it the Florida Variety Boat Company. It was there, in a state where more than 1/5 of the land is covered by water, that W.C. and his employees started building a variety of craft ranging from sailboats to powerboats and race boats. Despite the region's beautiful lakes, the Florida Variety Boat Company made few ripples in the industry during those early years, but its founder had a knack for promotion and he put that talent to work. During the late 1920s, to supplement the manufacturing side of the business, W.C. introduced a variety of water sports to the public. Towing his sons behind his powerboats in gliders, aquaplanes, and water skis, W.C. generated valuable publicity for his boats. Many of these exhibitions were held on Lake Ivanhoe near downtown Orlando. The family even put on water ski shows up the East Coast and all across the Deep South through Tennessee and the Carolinas. These shows attracted buyers to the Maloon's boats and helped W.C. establish a reputation for innovation. In 1930, as the Great Depression set in, W.C. expanded his services and added construction to the company name. The enterprise became known as the Pine Castle Boat and Construction Company. He kept the firm going with side projects that utilized his engineering talents. These ranged from designing and building a system of canals in Winter Park, building and stormproofing boathouses, and stabilizing sinking homes. He even got a contract to build a dam in San Lando Spring, complete with 30-foot-tall slides, creating the area's first water park. Meanwhile, the Depression continued to have its effect on the boating industry. 3 bank failures cost the Maloons most of their reserves, but they still had employees to pay on Saturdays. W.C. would often manage to sell a few rowboats, sometimes below cost, and divide up the dollars for salaries. One time he even took his wife's last $10 to share with his 5 workers so they could buy groceries. Fortunately, W.C.'s knack for generating additional income sources resulted in some rather creative ideas. In 1931, family members and crew raised money giving boat rides. Even a 12-year-old Ralph, the future marine industry Hall of Fame legend, took company boats to nearby lakes to keep the struggling firm afloat. Encouraged by the idea's success, they started making longer trips, stopping at town squares and using a loudspeaker to announce boat rides for only 10 and 25 cents.